Okay, what are comparable and comparator interfaces?
Comparable and comparator. So basically these are the two interfaces where we'll be using on to comparing the particular objects. So while we are doing this sorting, right? So sorting, we'll be using this comparable and comparator. I'm a little bit confused, but there's a method called compare to and compare method where I think comparator has a compare method where we will be extending or implementing that particular interface, and we will be passing the two objects to what to compare, but to compare that particular object's fields level. In compare to, I think in compare to comparator, comparable will be extending that in the particular class, so that we'll be comparing the fields of the same class with the coming object. So this will be using to sorting and hashing for this. This is main reason.
Like when to use comparator and when to use comparable.
So if you're thinking like comparable in the same class level, if you go and implement in the class level only, so we can directly use that in the comparable in the same class itself. So in sometimes we
Um,
can't able to create or extend the same class. We can go with the separate class. We have to create a separate class where we'll be extending the comparator, and we'll be implementing the compare method where we will contain the two objects. We will be comparing the two objects, and we can pass the comparator class while doing collection dot sort or something, so that we can do the dynamically, we can do that.
if I have to sort an object based on multiple parameters, which one can be used in this case, comparator or comparable?
That's what that depends entirely. So comparable also we can do in the same class level itself. If we don't need to do we don't need to
Which
create
one is
extend.
used for single parameter sorting? Which one is used for multiple parameter sorting?
Comparator is for multiple.
Okay. And yeah, do you know the contract of hashmap and equals method?
Contract of.
Hashmap and equals method. Sorry, hash code and equals method.
Yes, yes. So actually, equals method, what happens? It will check the values what is present and the reference of hash code. So hash code basically converts the particular values into a like if your string value is coming up, it will convert as hash code value. So while doing equals method, that will check the hash code internally to whether it is working or not. So this will both we will be using on this what comparing the objects or not comparing to store the object, we will be using hash code. So basically this hash set or hash map for the key will basically it will depends on this hash key and equals itself, as
Mm-hmm.
hash code and equals itself.
Okay, suppose you have a map, key is an object of student class and value is like a string. So, whether it's required to override the hash code and equals method in that
No,
student
I
class.
didn't get. Can you come back once again?
There is a map, so that map key is a student class. Okay, key is a student object and value is a string. Okay, so if I'm inserting two elements into that map, so one is like a student object. Student object has two fields like roll number and student name. Okay, so I'm inserting the same student. I will copy here, then it will be easier for you.
Yeah, that is good because I'm just thinking about, yeah.
Suppose you have a hash map like that is, we are inserting the same elements like the student one, SS, then the string like SSTU1. Okay, whether you will override that equals method and hash code method in that student class or not. If you are not
So
overriding the hash code method, what will happen?
so in this case, the map is contains two objects. So what happens if you not the hash code and equals method, if you not implement that, basically it will treat as a new object for the map. If you implement a hash code and equals method where for which particular field we have to do a hashing and to give the response, like to hash on particular field, then this will not become the two objects. It will become a single object in the map. Like key will be the single and value will be single. So entirely only one object will be present in the map if we override the equals method and hash code.
Suppose like consider I'm inserting these two elements, okay,
Okay.
and I'm not overriding the hash code, just overrided that equals method and
Hmm.
checking whether that student objects are same. So what will happen in this case, whether that JVM will identify both objects are same or not?
So you're telling only we will override the equals method, not hash code. So
Yes.
basically equals method uh, points to hash code. So we have to uh, pass which field we have to do a equals.
Hmm.
So if you pass the particular field, so on top of that it will create a hash code. One second. Huh. So equals will
Okay.
particular field level
Can
it will
you
keep.
just tell me that internal working of hashmap?
Internal.
Working of hashmap.
Okay. So hashmap is a key value based. So value is entirely duplicates and null and everything will be we can insert. But key is entirely unique value and one null we can insert. The main point is hash map is similar to the asset, the key, the where asset is having a non-duplicate values. So the key, everything will be stored in a bucket base. So if it internally uses the linked list or a tree map when same key is coming up. So basically the last what if it same key comes, so the last which is inserted key value will be picked up from there. So internally it uses the linked hash map and a linked list and tree set actually a
Hmm.
bucket based.
Okay. Do you know about hash collision?
Yes, hash collision happens if same value is coming up and the for particular if value is coming up and sometimes if the same hash is coming for the particular different values and same hash code or hash value is coming up for that, then it means a hash collision. For to resolve this linked list and tree hash map came up. So internally they are working on it and they came up and that actually maintains internally.
If the same bucket, I mean the bucket index is generated or hash code is generated,
Uh,
what will happen that time in hashmap?
so
For a
the,
bucket index, there's already one node is created,
so
and for another
it will stored in a linked list and it will give the latest one from that.
latest one,
Yeah, last one, last.
how it how it is handling now? Like if it's already a bucket is already assigned for that location, and how it's handling now?
So it basically picks the latest one using the linked list. So the internal mechanism is built on top of that to get the
What
latest
is
one.
that internal mechanism? That's what I'm asking.
Uh, uh, linked list we used and for collision they were some things that I have forgotten on it. There is
Okay.
some scenarios that we have to that automatically they are working on it, but yeah, from but particular time they are um, I'm forgot on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, fine. Have you used that concurrent hash map?
Yeah, concurrent dashboard. Yeah.
Okay, when do you use that?
So basically, if the normal flow, if we are using a hash map, and just we are doing iteration and putting the values in. Normally we'll put everything in a hash map and we'll go for iteration, and we'll get the value means we'll go for hash map and linked hash map. If in the middle of iteration, of if you're doing in middle of any working stage of doing the getting the particular value and doing iteration of something, if you're trying to insert the value in middle or delete the value in middle of the particular hash map or thing, we can't do that. So what happens is concurrent hash map we have to use that, where if you are doing iteration or if you are trying to do a delete or add in middle of the thing, so concurrent hash map will works for on that. So it will be a thread safe and it will do that concurrency modification error. This will work on top of it.
Mm. Okay, fine. Can you just tell me the new features which got introduced in Java 8?
So okay, we'll come with okay, interface. So interface will be having a default keyword where we can implement the method implementation in the interface itself using a default keyword. That is one. We'll be having lambda expression where we can directly use the functional interfaces to handle means to write the methods implementation that itself. So that is one. So for lambda they created with the function interface where which contains a single method in a interface, so which it should not be in a single abstract method. So that only we can use in the lambda expression. And we have streams for stream API streaming the object. So streaming the collection of objects, we can use using the streams we can have many number of intermediate operators like filters, maps, and the to collect and all. There are like we can do a number of operations using the streams. So basically what is streams will do, it will give a streaming thread for that, like using the stream, like it's similar to lake river something. So it will we can use that stream and get the objects and in the flow itself and do dynamic operations like filters and do a mapping and do a flat mapping and do a distinct and sum and all. So that is stream. So in the stream,
Yeah, I think it's fine. Can you just tell me the difference between that flat map and map?
so basically map will gives the, so if you're giving in an object, and if you're giving up, if you're thinking to get a particular value from the object, like if your student as a age if you're thinking, you can directly use a age method age object from the from the object using the map and get the particular age with the output as a array of object of a age. So flat map, what happens if a structured of objects comes, it will flatten the object. So entirely it will create the flattens in single object, single, like if structured like what we can tell object inside object, if we have many objects inside an object, so it will convert into a structured object, single line, single object. So like that. So this is a difference mainly.
Okay, can you share my screen?
Can I share the screen? Okay.
I will post one coding question.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, shared in the chat. This just a simple question. The input has list of string. Output you just find out the unique characters from this input list of string. Can you do it using streams, stream API? Java 8.
So you are telling what I have to do? I didn't get.
Yeah, this is the input list of input string. Output just show the unique characters from the whole input list of string.
Okay.
Okay.
Array of strings we have. So from these strings we have to get the characters with the unique value.
Yes.
Unique character. Only the unique characters.
Yes. Do it using streams first.
Okay. I will take a list of.
Do you have any ID?
This ID I have. The CP ID.
Not this. I mean that IntelliJ or Eclipse.
Yeah.
If needed, you can do it there.
Okay.
Can you remove that auto suggestion?
Which one?
Auto suggestion.
I have the
Okay, I think you have downloaded AI assistant, that's why it's coming.
yeah. So basically, we have to flatten this we have to flatten everything and put into the string flatten to get all the values. It is uh, I'm not getting clearly here, so yeah. So like I thought, so basically we can like iterate this and get the carrot and put everything into the set map
Mm.
normally, but here just thinking like flat map to flatten this particular value and um, flatten means there is not an object. Flatten.
Okay, it's fine. I'm giving you another question.
Okay.
So you can do it here in Notepad itself. So you can use normal for loop, unity streams. If required, you can use this. You can copy that.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, this is our input. Input is like a list of string. Output, you have to form it like key value pair. Like if you take the first example, this is like forming an anagrams. Like if you take the first example, eat, based on this word eat, first you have to uh, sort these characters in the ascending order of the characters. That will be the key. So eat is ascending order AET. With this AET, you can form different words ET8, but all these words ET8 should come from the same input.
So you're telling all the like so in the for the map it will be becomes all the key will be there, right? So which key
Hmm.
so all the key will
Key
be
will be
there.
in ascending order. Yeah, key will be in ascending order. But
Mm.
with that key, with that characters, you can form different words. That's like the anagram. You can word different words. But all these three words, if you check that AET, all the three words, ET8, all the three words should come from the same input array.
That's what like okay, one second. A N T A N T T A N N A T N A T A B T B A T A B T. Okay, this is a sorting. Okay. Okay, I will try to write.
You done?
Uh, one second. I'm just seeing 1 second.
No need to print it again. That's inserting into the map is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. This is that's all.
Okay, one question here. So, new string builder of s dot sort. What will be the output here? Will it sort the characters?
If that is not sorting, I think we can go with arrays dot sort for s dot s dot to this will give the this might give the also string arrays one.
String s1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just explain that code after that.
Sorry, this line,
Can you
extra.
just explain? Yeah, after, yeah.
So basically, I'm taking as a map as a list string, comma list of string. So that's what output is coming up like string and output. So now what I'm doing is I'm sorting this particular value. First one as in the loop. Where the loop? For each loop, yeah. So here we are sorting the particular value s1. So sorting means it will come as a AET. After that, we will check whether the particular is there or not in the map. If it is there, we will get that particular key and we will directly, anyway we will be having list, so we will be adding that particular yes only to the object, the map, or else we will be putting, means we will be adding new object as s1 as a new sorted
Okay,
value
yeah.
in
Okay,
this
fine.
one.
And next thing is, I just wanted to know how you will do it using Java 8. So, as you have not done that previous question, so just tell me, like, is it possible to do the same question using Java 8?
We can do, but I am confused here, like where to put. We can do in Java 8. We can do in a single line, but I
Okay, can you
confused.
do one question? Not this. I just wanted to check your Java 8 coding skill. You have a student class. A student class has a student name and department name. Then forget about student class. You just consider employee class. Employee class has employee name, employee salary, and employee department. You just have to sort the employees based on that employee salary. So it will be like for each of the department, list out that employee salary in the ascending order.
We can do group by class.
Mm.
We're telling in the like, okay. So we'll take list dot stream of dot um, collection of group by collections dot group by if employee
Okay.
department
Mm.
departmental ID.
Then find out the maximum salary, salaried employee of that department.
Sorry, give
Under
maximum.
each department, yeah, under each department, just find out who will get the highest salary.
Okay, department. Like here only we can do, there's a max operation where we can pass the average of the salary. Max, not
Okay,
max or
like
average. It should be average. It should
uh,
AVG. Department based average means, I think here group by average of collection dot average of employee colon salary.
can you, okay, without this grouping, just show me the code like to sort the employees based on the descending order of the salary.
Sort like
Sort this employee list.
dot sorted. So sorted we can do.
Can
So
you just show me like who will get the second highest salary?
okay, sorted collection or comparator. Like salary base second highest salary.
Yes.
Second highest salary, employee details I have to give, or else employee salary I have to give.
You have to give that employee object.
Employee object. Filter.
How will you do this?
Yeah, I'm just thinking 1 second. So I'm basically not strong in this syntax, but similar to we'll go with the like sorting the collections dot collection comparator.
Yeah, is it possible to use that collection dot sort insert sorted method? What will be the object of that sorted method here?
So it will give the object sorted object of the employee.
No, I just want to know like what the type of that object.
The sorted stream, it will give you the stream will be the object stream of employee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm little confused on this syntax actually. We can make it, but I have to write down.
After sorting, what you will do to find out the second highest salary?
There's a limit operation and offset also might be find first is there. We can get the find first, or we can have a limit operation to get
Yeah,
the
this
first.
is like ascending order, right? Right now you're doing in ascending order.
Huh.
So by giving that first limit, will that work?
Okay, ascending order. No idea, sorry.
Okay, fine. Then we can move to that Spring Boot.
Okay.
Can you just tell me that difference between Spring Boot and Spring Framework?
Hi, yeah. So basically, Spring and framework is both are like Spring Boot is basically dependent on Spring itself. But Spring, what happens? We have to create everything like beans creation and all configuration and all we have to create in the Spring. If it is an XML configuration, if we are doing XML, so XML based we can go and do a XML based bean configuration and all, or else bean creation and all we have to explicitly we have to write, and the configuration mentioning and all we have to do explicitly. But in the Spring Boot, what happens? The bean creations for the particular objects, it automatically taken by the Spring Boot. Auto configurations will be taken care by Spring Boot, and the Spring we don't have embedded servers like Tomcat. So in Spring Boot we can have a embedded servers where we can directly run the project directly without depending on separate Tomcat servers. Yeah, basically it's more on the configuration auto configurations depending. So Spring Boot will
What is
makes.
the okay? What is the DB you are using now?
Microsoft SQL, and I've been worked on
Okay,
MySQL, PostgreSQL, and all.
okay. Like, how will you establish the DB connection with Spring Boot application?
Yeah, we will be connecting using the application.properties or ML. So we'll be specifying the URLs. What is the URL for the if it is a MySQL, there is a JDBC MySQL connection URL where we'll be passing that and with the schema with the URL itself, and username, password, and Hibernate dialects and driver names. These many things will be added in the properties, and if we have to see the SQL queries written means we can put the show SQL also in the one. And basically we will be using this what TDL auto is supposed to update, so that if anything new comes it will create, or if existing is it will create, it will updates on it. So that we will be using. So yeah, using this configuration we can directly create the database, and basically main thing we have a JPA Spring Data JPA to connect this. And the other thing, like if it's a MySQL connection drivers, we need to have a dependency on that.
Okay, and which version of Java you are using right now?
Java 8 only.
Java 8. Okay, you are not using streams in your project.
That depends, that not entirely it comes actually. That entirely depends. In many cases, some places we will be using lambdas, and some places method references. And I've been using default as well, Java 8, and I've been
Oh,
using this local time and all, but not
okay,
entirely
fine.
streams fully.
Okay, got it. Okay, initially you told that you are right now migrating that monolithic application to microservice, right?
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, how you are doing that?
So basically, we will be having what happened. The entire monolithic project is entirely on. We will be having a entire project which contains database connection. Everything is there in that similarly. So what we are doing, we can't directly entirely we can convert. We are segregating services. So they are already the project which I was working on Williams. So the project contains services, many services, which is bundled in a single package. So what we are picking a separate services like customer services, profile services, foundation services. So we are segregating and we are getting only the service out of from that currently. So only the services what is there we are getting out from that and creating a separate Spring Boot project and keeping there. And next we are using the dependency of the main project. Currently we are using the same project as a dependency, and we are pointing that. And basically we are going
Hmm.
one by one, we are going converting the coding also in the database also we will be covering up next. But currently we are doing that, we can't directly force everything, we are going step by step.
How many services are there?
It's going on creating actually. We have been I think 10 places there. I've been worked on foundational, profile, and contact, and custom like that. Yeah.
How the connection is getting established between these services to services?
Connection sense how the API calls is happening, calls you're telling.
Yeah, how this microservices is connections getting established?
So inter API calls you're telling, inter microservice calls.
Microservice.
I'm didn't get like intercommunication calls. So basically, in our project we are directly calling the using the REST template and HTTP client we are using, and we are directly what I think yeah. So using that we are calling the APIs direct to the microservice. We are not directly using the API gateway. Use that API gateway to convert
Hmm.
to the all the other things. Currently we are not directly using that.
We
Yeah,
are
in future
not
it might.
using API gateway. Oh, we are
Yeah,
not using API gateway.
yeah, we can go with that, but yeah, current situation we are not using that. We are
Okay.
coming up with that.
Okay. Right now, how it's happening now?
Yeah, direct we are calling with the foundation every
REST.
service REST API calls, REST
REST
template and
API.
HTTP client calls.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. We can wind up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Surya.